Hello children, welcome back to class 8 with another video lecture. Well, in our last video lecture we learnt and understood the poem from your Mulberry English course book, that is Lines Composed in a Wood on a Windy Day by Anne Bronte. I hope you have read this poem thoroughly, and the homework that I had given you to write this poem summary, I hope you have done that as well. Today, we are going to learn and understand the question and answer of this poem given in your textbook. But before proceeding with the question and answer, let us have a recapitulation of the poem Lines Composed in a Wood on a Windy Day by Anne Bronte. Well, Anne shows here how she enjoyed wild weather. She describes how the wild wind is bringing everything to life in the wood where she is walking, and how this wild breeze is awakening her soul and spirit. She watches how the dried grass is shining and bare trees are lifting up their branches, and how the dead leaves are dancing, and how the clouds are floating quickly in the sky. She happily enjoys this view, and now she longs to be at the sea, wants to witness the waves that are lashing against the rocks and sea walls and sending up giant whirlwinds of spray. So students, we see that Anne Bronte has written this poem when she was walking through the green plantation that is in a wood, and while walking she feels the wild wind and watches over the trees, grass leaves and clouds that are also moving and dancing merrily with the wild breeze. She says that the manner in which her soul is awakened by the wild wind, in the same manner, everything that is present on the earth has also become lively, and that earth has come back to life. We also got to notice that the poem is written during autumn or the fall season, as we see in the second stanza that the grass and leaves are dry and trees are bare with dry branches, which give us the idea that the poet has written and experienced this wild wind during autumn. In the end of the poem, the poetess is wishing to be at the sea, to enjoy whirlwinds of spray, and hoping for the roaring thunder or the heavy rain to be poured today. So I hope you all are ready now to go through the contextual exercises given in your textbook. Beginning with the same, students, I want you to pause the video after every question I ask and think about the answer, and then play the video again to listen to correct answer. Let's begin then. Making connections. Choose the correct answer. You need to choose the correct answer from the given three options. The first question is, the poem is set in a wood, at the seashore, or in a market. So the correct answer is in a wood. We see from the starting that the poet has set the poem in a wood, that is in the green plantation. Next question. In this poem, Anne Bronte describes the effect of what the wind has on her, the earth and the ocean, or she has on the ocean, the earth and the wind. The ocean has on her, the earth and the wind. So answer is the wild wind has the effect on her, the earth and the ocean. Question 3. The pattern of the rhyme scheme is for the poem is ABAC or ABAB or ABBA. So the answer is ABAB. You are thinking how and what is rhyming scheme. So let's see. We need to first understand the meaning of rhyming words. So rhyming words are the words that have the same sound effect. For instance, in the first 4 lines of the poem, in stanza 1, the rhyming words are soaring, roaring, breeze, seas. We see that the words that are rhyming are not sounding the same with the words of the immediate next line. For instance, the word soaring, which is given in first line, is not rhyming with the word breeze, which is given in the second line. Instead, the word soaring is rhyming with the word of the third line, that is roaring. Similarly, the word breeze given in second line is rhyming with the word given in fourth line, that is seas. So the rhyming pattern or rhyming scheme of this stanza is AB, AB. For understanding rhyming scheme, we give alphabets to the last word of each lines of the poem. So in stanza 1, the word soaring given in line number 1 will be named as A, alphabet A. The word breeze given in second line will be named as alphabet B, because its sound is not same to the sound of the word soaring. Then in line number 3, the word roaring is rhyming with the word soaring that was given in line number 1. That's why the word roaring will also be named as alphabet A. And in the same way, the word seas will be named as B, because it is rhyming with the word breeze, which is given in the second line. So we got the rhyming pattern or rhyming scheme for stanza 1 as AB, AB. Well, the rhyming scheme is same throughout the whole poem. Let's see how. In stanza 2 also, the words of the lines are matching with the words of its alternate line. Like glancing is rhyming with dancing, that's why the alphabet is given as AA to both glancing and dancing. The word high is rhyming with sky, so we have given the alphabet BB to both high and sky. And so the rhyming pattern for stanza 2 is AB, AB. Similarly, stanza 3 has the rhyming words as lashing, dashing, which we will consider as AA, and spray today, which we will consider as BB. So again in stanza 3, the rhyming pattern or the rhyming scheme will be AB, AB. I hope your doubt regarding identifying rhyming words and rhyming scheme is clear now. Moving on to main question 2 of your textbook. So here you need to read the lines given from the poem, and then you have to answer. So in question A, the first 2 lines are given. My soul is awakened, my spirit is soaring and carried aloft on the wings of the breeze. So first question is, what causes the poet to feel joyful? The poet feels happy because of the lovely breeze and its effects on the surroundings. As the dried grass shines, the white clouds wade across the sky, the branches of the trees move and dry leaves dance in wind. The poet feels joy at the liveliness all around her. Question 2. What according to the poet is carried with the breeze? So according to the poet, the soul and the spirit of poet are carried along with the breeze. Question 3. What does the poet mean by soul is awakened? So she meant by the word my soul is awakened, the poet wants to say that she feels so happy as a result of wind blowing. It seems to her that her soul has been awakened from a slumber or from a deep sleep. Next question. The 2 lines of the next question is, the long withered grass in the sunshine is glancing. The bare trees are tossing their branches on high. Question 1. Explain the long withered grass in the sunshine is glancing. So the words the long withered grass in the sunshine is glancing describe that the grass that was withered is shining again now in sunshine owing to the wind. Question 2. Which season of the year is it, and how do you know that? So the answer is, this is the autumn season, because the trees are bare and it is normal for the trees to shed their leaves during this season. Question 3. Why are the trees tossing their branches? The answer is, the trees are bare and has already shed their leaves, and now with the blowing wild winds the trees has become lively. The bare branches of the trees are enjoying with the blowing breeze. Therefore, the poetess says that the trees are tossing their branches. Moving on to another two lines. I wish I could see how its proud waves are dashing and hear the wild roar of their thunder today. Question 1. What does the poet want to see? So the poet wants to see the movement of the ocean because of the wind. Why are the waves called proud? The waves are called proud since they are rising due to the wind to such a height that it gives an impression of them being proud. Question 3. Give an example of personification from the lines above. So first you need to understand that personification is a figure of speech. And in personification, the poet gives the human quality to the non-human being. For example, if we say the chair is sitting, so the chair can't sit because the chair is a non-living thing, right? But we are saying that the chair is sitting, so it means we are giving the human quality of sitting to the chair. That's why this particular line, the chair is sitting, is going to be considered as personification. And personification is mostly used in the poem to give the poetic device by the poet. So here also we need to find out the example of personification from this poem that the poet has used. So the words wild winds and proud waves are the examples of personification, as the poet has imposed human qualities over the wind and the waves respectively. We can't generally say that the winds are wild. We can't give we have just given the human quality to the wind that it has become wild. The blowing of the wind has become wild. It means we are giving the human quality to the wind. Likewise, waves, we can't say that the waves are proud, but as the waves are moving up in the air with the wind, so it is looking proud. It is being seen and considered by the poet as proud. That's why the poet has given the waves the human quality proud to the waves. Well, moving on to the brief question and answer. So the first brief question is, describe the rapture of the earth. The rapture of earth includes the withered grass that is shining and swaying with the wind as if woken up from death. The trees are tossing their branches, the white clouds are floating quickly and hurrying across the sky, and the dead leaves are rustling and dancing with the wild wind. The waves in ocean are lashing and foam is billowing. It is as if suddenly the earth has come to life and is celebrating and welcoming the image in weather and the wonderful wind. Question 2. Brief question. What sounds are mentioned in the poem? So the sounds that are mentioned in the poem include roaring of wind, lashing of waves, rustling of leaves, trees tossing and swaying, and the roaring of thunder. The next question, which words and phrases evoke the turbulence of the ocean? So the phrases and the words that evoke the turbulence of the ocean include ocean is lashing, foams of billow, whirlwinds of spray, proud waves dashing, and wild roar of thunder. So here we have completed our question and answer session, and in the next line students have given you 2 questions as your homework. So the first question is, if you had to give an alternative title for the poem, what would it be? Give reason for your answer. The title of the poem is Line Composed in a Wood on a Windy Day. So what other title you can think upon for this poem, and whatever the title you will choose to give, you need to give the reason for that title. The next question is, give examples to show how the poet mood is reflected in nature. Here you have to give the example, and from the beginning of the poem we see that the poet mood has been reflected through the nature, has been reflected by the blowing wild winds. she is enjoying the wild winds, the blowing wild winds, and even her soul and the spirit has been awakened. So in this manner you have to give the reasons, write the answer in detail, how the poet mood has been reflected in through the nature. Here we are ending with our question and answer session. We will meet in the next video lecture in the next week. Till then, thank you and bye.